Welcome to the lesson R.6 on indirect object pronouns in Spanish. An indirect object is the person or people to whom the action of the verb is done. The easiest way to identify an indirect object is to find your verb and then ask to whom or for whom. Gave, to whom, bought, for whom, submitted, to whom. Whatever answers the to whom or for whom question is your indirect object. In Spanish, the indirect object can be replaced with a pronoun, such as him, her, or us, to avoid repetition. Did you buy your sister a sweater? Yes, I bought her a sweater. In order to avoid saying, my sister, my sister, my sister, your sister, your sister, over and over and over, we're going to turn the word sister into a pronoun, which is her. Now, in order to do that in Spanish, we have certain pronouns that replace indirect objects. Those are me, te, le, nos, os, les. First, we need to identify the indirect object, and doing that in Spanish is pretty easy because the indirect object generally follows one of two prepositions. It's generally after a or para. Once we identify the indirect object, we go up to this chart and figure out where it would fall. For your sister, it would be in the third person singular, or le, and so le would be the pronoun we would replace your sister with. Let's look at some more examples. ¿Entregas la tarea al profesor? Are you turning the homework in to the teacher? Sí, yo le entrego la tarea. Le refers to al profesor. We replaced teacher with two letters, le. ¿Das una propina al mesero? Are you giving the waiter a tip? Sí, siempre le doy una propina. Instead of saying mesero over and over and over, I simplified it to le. ¿Compras unos regalos para tus padres? Are you buying your parents some gifts? Sí, yo les compro unos regalos. Instead of saying para tus padres over and over, I simplified it to les. Now, it's not always just an easy switch of replacing a pronoun. In a question and response, we have to be cognizant of situations where the indirect object would flip to a different pronoun in the response. Here are some examples. ¿Preparas una cena para mí? Are you preparing me a dinner? Sí, te preparo una cena. I chose te because in a response I would say, yes, I'm making you a dinner. ¿Enseña Nicolás la lección a ustedes? Is Nicholas teaching y'all the lesson? Sí, él nos enseña la lección. Yes, he's teaching us. Nos. So be cognizant in a question-response situation of indirect object pronoun flips. In the green box, you'll find the most common flips. In a question, if you see a mí as the indirect object, you're going to respond with te. In a question, if you see a ti as the indirect object, or a usted as the indirect object, you'll respond with me. Also, if you see a vosotros or a ustedes in a question as the indirect object, you'll reply with nos. Now let's see what you've learned. See you in class.